The reason people don't value you the way they should is not because you lack worth. It's because you've made yourself too easy to access. And once you see this, you'll never move the same again. Before we go any deeper, subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share it with someone who keeps giving too much of themselves. What you're about to hear may be uncomfortable, but it will save you years of being taken for granted. The harsh truth about availability, let's be honest, you answer immediately. You show up every time. You rearrange your life for others. You make room, even when it costs you peace. And you expect that loyalty will be rewarded, but slowly, something changes. People stop appreciating your effort. They stop respecting your time. They stop valuing your presence. Not because you became less important, but because you made access to you unlimited. Why availability lowers perceived value. Human psychology is simple. What is rare is valued. What is abundant is assumed. What is always available is taken for granted. This doesn't make people evil, it makes them human. When you are always reachable, your time stops feeling special. When you are always flexible, your boundaries stop feeling real. When you are always giving, your presence loses weight. You taught people how to treat you. This is the part most people avoid. People don't wake up one day and decide to disrespect you. They respond to the standards you set. Every time you cancel your plans for them, reply instantly while neglecting yourself. Tolerate inconsistency. Stay quiet when something bothers you. You are teaching them what access to you costs. And right now, it costs them nothing. Why being nice is not the same as being valuable. Being kind is powerful. Being generous is admirable. But when kindness has no limits, it turns into self-erasure. Valuable people are kind with boundaries. They give, but not endlessly. They care, but not at their own expense. They understand something crucial. Respect does not come from availability. It comes from standards. The invisible shift that happens when you pull back. The moment you stop over-explaining, the moment you stop over-giving, the moment you stop being everywhere for everyone, people notice. Not because you changed who you are, but because they can finally feel your absence. And absence creates awareness. This is not about manipulation. Let's be clear. This is not about playing games. This is not about pretending to be busy. This is not about punishing anyone. This is about alignment. You're not reducing access to gain control. You're reducing access to regain self-respect. Value is created by discipline, not demand. Valuable people don't beg to be chosen. They don't chase attention. They don't explain their worth. They move with intention. They protect their energy. They invest where it's reciprocated. And because of that, their presence carries weight. How to stop overgiving without feeling guilty. The hardest part of becoming valuable is not pulling back. It's surviving the guilt that comes with it. Because the moment you stop being available, your mind starts questioning you. Am I being selfish? Am I changing? What if they think I don't care anymore? That guilt is not intuition. It's conditioning. Why you feel guilty for setting boundaries. You were taught that love means sacrifice. That loyalty means access. That being needed equals being important. So when you stop overgiving, your nervous system panics. It mistakes boundaries for rejection. It confuses self-respect with selfishness. But here's the truth. Healthy people respect boundaries. Only those who benefited from your lack of them feel threatened. Stop over-explaining your absence. One of the biggest mistakes people make when they pull back is trying to explain it. You write long messages. You justify delays. You apologize for choosing yourself. But explanation weakens boundaries. Valuable people don't over-explain. They move consistently and let behavior speak. Silence doesn't need translation. The power shift when you become less accessible. Something interesting happens when you stop responding immediately. People pause. They reflect. They start valuing your time. Not because you're ignoring them, but because your attention is no longer guaranteed. Scarcity sharpens awareness. Learn to say no without giving a reason. No is a complete sentence. You don't owe detailed excuses. Emotional labor, proof of exhaustion. When you explain too much, you invite negotiation. Valuable people don't negotiate their boundaries, they honor them, while pulling back feels uncomfortable but necessary. When you reduce availability, you remove a coping mechanism. You no longer feel needed all the time. You're no longer constantly validated. And that can feel empty at first. But what replaces it is stronger self-trust, inner calm, emotional stability. Watch who disappears when you change. This part matters. When you stop being overly available, some people will drift away. Not because you changed, but because the dynamic did. They didn't value you, they valued what they could take from you. Let them go. Space reveals truth. Value attracts, it doesn't chase. When you stop chasing connection, you start attracting respect. People feel your boundaries, they sense your standards, they recognize your self-worth. And those who remain, they're there by choice, not convenience. You're not losing people, you're losing misalignment. This is not loss, this is refinement. You're clearing space for relationships that see you, not just use you. Becoming valuable without losing your heart. There's a fear many people carry, but never say out loud. If I stop being available, will anyone still choose me? That fear keeps people overgiving. It keeps them shrinking. It keeps them tolerating what hurts. But here's the truth. The people who value you don't disappear when you set boundaries. They step closer with respect. Value is not distance. It's discernment. Being valuable doesn't mean being unreachable. It means being intentional. You still show care. You still show warmth. You still show presence. But now, it's earned, not automatic. You give access where there is consistency, respect, reciprocity, and you pull back where there is entitlement, disregard, emotional drain. That balance is maturity. Why people treat you better when you respect yourself. People don't follow what you say, they follow what you tolerate. When you stop bending, your words carry weight, your time gains meaning, your presence feels intentional. Respect becomes the default, not the exception. You don't need to announce your boundary. This is where many go wrong. They explain, they justify, they defend. But real boundaries are quiet. You simply respond less. Show up selectively, withdraw energy where it's not valued. No drama, no speeches, just consistency. The moment you stop chasing, everything shifts. When you stop chasing attention, attention starts noticing you. When you stop forcing connection, connection becomes natural. When you stop proving your worth becomes visible. That's the paradox of value. This is how you keep your kindness without being used. Kindness without boundaries is exhaustion. Boundaries without kindness is isolation. Value lives in the middle. You remain generous, but selective. You remain open, but grounded. You remain loving, but self-respecting. This is strength with softness, confidence with humility. The final mindset shift. Stop asking, why don't they value me? Start asking, where am I overgiving to feel needed? That question changes everything, because once you stop trying to be chosen, you start choosing yourself. If this message resonated with you, like this video to support the message. Subscribe for more mindset shifting content. Share this with someone who gives too much. Comment, I choose value if you're done being taken for granted. Turn on notifications so you don't miss what's next. Remember, be kind, be grounded, but above all, be valuable, not available.